Hey guys, Reigning Warriors here. I wanted to shoot actually a second video today. This one is just going to be, it's going to be a quick video here. I just wanted to share a dream that the Lord gave me, and I want to say this was back in 2000. I want to say it was back in 2008, 2009 time frame. But the Lord reminded me of this dream just recently, and I think this would be a blessing to you guys. And because now looking back on the dream, I'm like, wow. At the time, you didn't really understand it, because I even back then too, my walk with God was just, I was I call it more of a new believer, and I wasn't familiar with a lot of the things that the Lord was saying, and hadn't been, really delving into the Word at that point. But I can see, I guess it makes more sense now looking back on it. But let me just get into the dream. In this dream, I was walking in our, I think it was our old neighborhood, where my parents used to, where I grew up, where my parents used to live. And what I remember correctly is we were walking down the street, and there was two other people that were with me, but I didn't see them, but I knew there was two people that were walking with me up this road. And we were just walking through the neighborhood. And as we were walking, all of a sudden, I heard I'll call it, I want to say it was a horn, a horn that just blew this loud, it was like a loud noise, like boom, like just, and it did it a couple times, like boom. And this horn was so loud that anyone can hear it, and everyone can hear it. It didn't matter where you were, but you can hear the strength and the power of this horn. And I was just like, and then the thing, and the power of the horn was so strong too. You felt it. Not only was it heard, but like it was that you felt it. So as the dream went on, I was looking up and saying, what is that? What is that? And then the next thing what I remember is I saw this door. It was a massive brown wooden door. And this door was open, and the door went up as high as, I'll call it high as heaven. You couldn't see the top of the door, but it was just a massive brown wooden door, and the height of it went all the way to the top, like in heaven. But anyway, that door was open. So as I kept walking around to go around the door to see what was, beyond the door. And if I remember the dream correctly, I felt this pull. It was a strong, strong pull from whatever it was that was inside that room. So as I was walking around the door and I looked inside the room, I saw a whole bunch of people that were engaged in all kinds of vices, and they were just caught up with everything that was going on in the world. In every vice they were indulged in. So I'm assuming, if you're a gambler, you're gambling. If you're an alcoholic, you're drinking. If you're just every vice that there is, it was fully being indulged in this room. And the people didn't really care. They were just having a good time. They were just, just living it up. And so when I got I was not standing like at the door. I was standing like a way back, a little bit way back, looking into the door, into the room. And they were like waving me and saying, come on in, come in. We're having fun here. We're enjoying ourselves here. We're enjoying ourselves. Come on, you need to come in. And I'm going to tell you folks, in the dream, I felt this tremendous pull to go and join and participate with all that was going on in there. All of that, all of it. Basically, it was like a live, let live mindset that was in there. Whatever you wanted to indulge in, whatever that you wanted to do, you can go in there and you can do it. And I felt in the dream that I was being drawn, like I was hovering from the ground, and I was being drawn forward, and I kept coming forward and forward and forward and forward. And they were just saying, yeah, come on, join us, come and join us. Partying, everything. I mean, anything that you can think of as far as indulging yourself in whatever it was that you would indulge in. All manner of sexual activity was going on in there, in this place. I mean, like I said, it was a free-for-all of indulgence that was going on in there. And I just was drawn. I'm being pulled to the door. And the interesting thing is in my mind, I was like, no, I can't do this. I can't go. And then finally, when I got to right at the edge of the door, I stopped. I stopped right at the edge. And I was looking inside. And there was a glaze over the eyes of the people, like they didn't even know that they were, like they even cared about what it was. It was more about what they wanted to have fun in and do was more important than anything else. And then I hovered up, like I started, I'll call it hovering up, and then being pulled backwards away from the door. And so I started gliding backwards, where I was beyond the reach of the door. And then all of a sudden, I see the door starting to move, like this massive door just starting to go ahead and move and move and move and start closing. And it eventually, it closed completely. And in my spirit, I knew that was the end. It was over. And the people that were indulging in all that they were indulging, they were so, I'll call it so enamored and they were so into what they were doing. They had no idea that the door was closing in on them. I felt like they're sealed. When the door closed, their fate was sealed. So after the door closed, the scene changed, and I was walking back on the road. But I can look back, and there was a glass. It was like it's sort of weird how I can describe it. It was like a glass, a translucent, like a glass. You can see beyond the glass. But I'm seeing in that room where all the people were. And do you know, folks, even after the door was shut, they were continuing to indulge in what they were indulging in. They didn't stop. They had no idea. They were so caught up in the activities of the world, in the vices, and all the things that God says that we should not be involved in, that their fate was sealed, and they had no idea that their fate was sealed. I share that with you guys just to say that, folks, whatever it is, and each of us, myself, everyone, we have to look at our lives, look at our lifestyles, look what we're involved in, and if it's not of God, or should I say it's in violation of the word of the Lord, we need to repent and do it quickly. Because what the Lord, I believe, was showing in that dream was time was short and that the door was closing. But if you're not paying attention, you can be caught up out there thinking that you have more time to indulge and to do whatever it is. and then all of a sudden the door closes. Jesus said that he's coming, but no one knows the hour or the date or the time that he's going to show up. And I think what the Lord was showing is, do not get caught off guard. Repent and get right with God. I love you guys. Let's get ourselves and our lives, let's just get our houses in order. Get our houses in order. The Lord loves you. The Lord loves you and wants to see everyone with him. But we have to remember, being with him is a choice. And all of us have to make that choice. God doesn't force it on us. It's a sacrifice. So let's make whatever sacrifice necessary that we need to make to be right with God. Reigning Warriors here. We love you. We care for you guys. We encourage you guys. We speak a blessing upon you. And let's continue to walk forward boldly, and do what's right in the sight of the Lord. So I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.